Hi students, welcome back to the second part of our interview with Julie. Today we're going to continue our questions and Julie's introduction to her school
Yes.
and life in Edinburgh. So to begin with, may you please introduce a little bit about Edinburgh?
Alright, sure. So Edinburgh is the capital city of Scotland, and I'm not sure if the part I talked about Scotland and England is cut or not, but let me introduce Scotland to you again. So basically, United Kingdom is a country with different kingdoms that is united by what we call England right now, right?
I'm not sure.
It is.
Okay.
So Wales and Scotland are conquered by the English army, and so basically Scotland was not part of the United Kingdom before. That's the reason why it is called United Kingdoms, and that is also the reason why there is a capital in Scotland, and it is called Edinburgh, because people in Scotland, they think they're an independent country. Edinburgh is an ancient city, I could say, but comparing to St. Andrews is not that old, because St. Andrews is the first city of prosperity in Scotland. And so Edinburgh is more like, kind of like in Taiwan, Tainan was the city that was prosperous, but now Taipei is the city that is prosperous. So it's the same thing for Scotland. So Edinburgh is the city that is very prosperous right now, and also the capital. And I would say Edinburgh is a city that attracts many tourists, especially American and Europeans. They love visiting Edinburgh not only because of the ancient architecture they have, but also a lot of Americans are there for their origins of their family. So there was this story told by my tour guide. He said that there was an American finding his ancestors' tomb on his Highland trip, and he actually found it. So it was really cool. And also to talk about my university, so I would say University of Edinburgh is a school that has its reputation for its medical school. So it started as a medical school, and a lot of people would say, like from a long time ago, they would say they study medicines in Edinburgh. Yes, so it is kind of how University of Edinburgh is famous for, but also law school. So Old College, that is the oldest college we have in Edinburgh, and in University of Edinburgh. So law school and medical school are how University of Edinburgh has its reputation, I could say. Yes. And yeah, right. Next question.
Okay. So next question. Is there anything you would like to share about school life? For instance, are there any differences between teaching methods in Taiwan and in the UK?
I would definitely say my school life was full of difficulties, not only because I just could not finish my readings every week, but also even though I finished my reading, there's still a lot of things that I do not understand. So, for example, there's a course I took, it's called, I think it's literary theories or something, and I think there's one time I finally finished my reading. I was really excited that I finally finished it, but I don't really get what it means, to be honest, but I was so ready to be acknowledged in class. But instead of being acknowledged in class, I was super puzzled because I have no idea what my classmates are talking about. They were kind of debating what is the good part in a theory and what is unreasonable in a theory, and they're taking some parts from the other theory to compare it and contrast it with this theory they're talking about. So it's very frustrating, but yeah, it's challenging, but it also made me think that maybe I should have taken some theory-based courses when I was an undergrad. So I would definitely suggest you to take some theory-based courses if you're in Taiwan and you're studying English literature. Yes, because it's going to help you. I mean, even though it's an introduction course, it's still helps. I would say definitely helps you to be more aware of where you're going, what is waiting for you in the future. And I would also suggest you, if you have a really clear goal of what you're going to study about, then you can take some related courses. I still think it helps, you know. Well, May doesn't think so, but I don't know. I would say it still helps, but because, for example, I took some poetry during my undergrad, and I just feel like, because I have one more topic to share with my fellow classmates, and I think that's better, because when we talk about poems, maybe I can give out some opinions about what I'm interested in, and I just feel like at least I have a topic. And also when we talk about modernist poetry, there are some names that I knew of because I took the courses. So I would say it kind of prepare you in a way, but you're not so prepared in a way as well.
I don't know if it helps, maybe it does, but because the courses in the UK are so challenging, I still find it difficult, so I don't really realize
if it helps or not.
Right,
yes.
right.
Yeah, that's true. Because the reason why we say it's challenging, I would definitely say because it is other people's mother tongue, and they've been reading it since like maybe 13 years old or way younger. Just like when we read all the ancient poetry of classical Chinese, we didn't really understand it, but we've read it and we know what it is talking about. So it will definitely be easier for them to know what the text is telling you or is trying to tell you, or which genre of literature it is.
Sort of, in the sense that it's not just a subject or a course that they have to study, but it's basically their culture and really much embedded into their life.
Yes, that's true. And what else? What was the question again?
Like, what are the differences between the teaching methods in Taiwan and...
So I would say, if you're studying an English department, I would say the teaching methods don't really vary that much because it's pretty much the same. But I would definitely say the whole learning process is another thing, because when you're in an English department, basically you also finish all of your readings and then you are prepared for the discussion in class. But what we discuss will be based on the text itself, and we will talk about maybe the plot, the characters, and the character developments. But like they're much deeper than that, I think, because it's also a discussion-based course, not lectures, but what is that word?
Seminar?
Yes. So it is also a discussion-based seminar. It's just that what you are talking about is so, I wouldn't say it's broad, but it's definitely deeper. They don't really talk about like, oh, so do you get this? Like, this is what happened. They don't have that. Because what we usually do is maybe we'll have a group of people and they will be presenting the outline, the summary, and an interpretation from their perspectives, but we don't have that.
Like sometimes in
doing a seminar,
undergrad, you can get over with not reading the text or not finishing everything because somebody will do it for you.
Yes,
like
and also
will help you with it.
I also feel like because we are doing the graduate program for sure, because I also attended some undergrad and postgrad co-taught courses, and I do feel it is a bit easier than the ones I took. So the one I took is graphic novels, and I love that course. It was really interesting, and well, comparatively, I would say it is more relaxing than the other courses I took, because we're really talking about mangas, comics, and graphic novels, and it is fun. It was really interesting, I would say, but also because I think there's one time our topic was on Ulysseus, so it's also painful to the whole week, because you still have to finish Ulysseus, and I don't have time to finish Ulysseus, come on, it was like super huge, and I still don't finish it till
It's
now.
an epic by Homer.
Yeah. No.
It is.
No, I mean James Joyce Ulysses.
Oh.
My program title was Modernity, Literature and Modernity. So all we talk about is after 19th century. Yeah, so we will not talk about classics.
Like, what are the main hardships, for instance, in academic? Like, though you have already talked a lot about it, and but the main point is how do you overcome them?
Overcome. Did I overcome it?
Well, you're still here and alive.
Yeah. So yeah, I called May for help. When I'm reading Michel Foucault's The History of Sexuality, I called her and I asked for her help. Yeah, so basically just reach out because that's what you need. And you really need to, for example, if you're having some psychological problems, you have to identify that. You really have to, because I think I did. I just didn't really realize or try to identify if it's a problem or not. So I kind of skipped this chance to find a psychiatrist in my school. So that kind of makes me super tensed and pressured during the time when I am finishing my dissertation. And I just wish if I went to the psychiatrist maybe 2 months earlier, maybe I will not feel that pressure, or yeah. And I also feel it's because of my bad habits to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Yes. So even though we know we cannot procrastinate, but procrastination loves me and I love procrastination, so
It's
yeah, but yeah, overcoming your pressure, I would say I just exercise. So every time I feel pressure, I just go to the school gym. And part of the reason is because that is just across the street. I only need to cross the street and I can go to the gym. And so basically my daily schedule will be like, I woke up in the morning and then I just go straight to the gym. And then I work out for like 2 hours, and then I went back and I took a shower, and then I prepared my lunch and I had my lunch, and then I started the day. And if I don't have any readings to do or finish, I would just, maybe after I went to the gym, I will go out and take a walk, maybe, because there is a beautiful park near my accommodation. It's called Hollywood Park. It is really great. So I always went there with my friends, and we will go watch the sunset together, and then after we watch the sunset, we will go shopping, window shopping at the Princess Reed, and then we will go back to the school accommodation. Yes.
So I should say that when you're dealing with pressure,
Because I'm off topic.
like if you're dealing with pressure, sometimes you really have to face it.
Yes.
But sometimes it's also good
Don't
to
be
get away
afraid.
from it. Like you can either go out or work out or window shop or actually really talk to someone about the problems that you're facing. And
I would say do not be afraid to reach out. I mean, that's what friends are for. No, I mean, yeah, don't be afraid to reach out,
and don't be afraid to acknowledge that you are mentally weak at the moment.
Yes, because you are definitely mentally weak. I mean, you're not titanium, come on. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, next question.
So moving on.
Are there any suggestions you would like to provide to students that would also like to apply for programs in the UK? If you're like interested in applying to any kinds of literature related courses, I'll definitely say read as much as you can. If you're a sophomore student, great. Read, start from now. If you're a junior, read. If you are a senior, well, read. Yes, I would say before you go, just read as much as you can, and if you know like what you are going to study, and that will be the best, because that will help you a lot. If you know that you want to pursue a profession in theater studies, then maybe you should read as much as as many plays as you can, and also as many theory related to theater studies as you can, because, and also you have to know which program you're applying to.
Yeah.
Like applying for example, like me, I kind of regret that I didn't apply for theater studies, because I thought like theater study would definitely be like, okay, it's only about theater. I'm not going to talk about plays at all, because I'm really interested in talking about text instead of like the theater experiences. But I really regretted that I didn't apply for that program, because if I got into the program, then I would have a lot of chances to maybe work in the theater, or just I would know more theories about theater studies, and it would definitely not be like, I think it will also be like the practical group, and the other group is like literally based group, and I would definitely go for a literary based group. It's just that I wish I read more stuff about the schools as well, because I was kind of in a rush, because I want to learn everything, and that is the problem, because I was not focused enough. So I want to apply for everything. I even applied for Shakespeare, I applied for poetry studies, and I got into the modernity. So because
something, I think sometimes things really overlap. Like for example, modernity means like a certain period or a certain sort of theories, and it can be applied to poetries and theater studies and literature or films or whatever. So sometimes you have to be narrowed, but then you don't have to limit yourself to a certain field.
But I do feel if I have more time to really think about, because I was kind of lazy as well. I was just like, okay, I know I'm going to study abroad, and I had this kind of dream since like a long time ago, but I didn't really think that clearly about what I really wanted to study, because I really didn't know. So I just feel like after I did this master degree, I really hope that I can get another, because this time I know better what I want. And and I just really implore you to try to really think about, like, narrow yourself down. For example, you say you want to study literature, you want to study poetry, then what kind of poems do you want to study? Or is there any specific period you want to talk about, or you're specifically interested in? For example, because there's a colleague of mine, and he also graduated from my school, and he studied classics, and
like Iliad from Homer.
And he has been super focused since his undergrad years. I totally, how do you say that?
Admire him?
Yes, because he knew what he wanted in the beginning. Because he was really interested in all the mythology, Greek or Rome mythology, so he knows what he wants. So even he's not from FJU, but he still went to FJU for the courses that teach you classics, Latin, and all that. He did that, and he finished that courses, and I really admired that, and he knows what he wants to do. So now he can read Latin, and he's doing pretty well, and he's graduated with distinction. So I really suggest you to think clearly about what you want to do, and try to narrow down the programs that you're interested in. That would definitely help you, because if it's too broad and too different, I would say different is a good thing. Maybe you want to do language teaching, maybe you want to do literature, this is different, and then at the lab, in the end, you can just choose one to go. But like, I mean, narrowing down is like, they're all literature, then which one do you want to go for? Yeah.
Well, I think the main point is to know what you want.
Yes, that's true.
To go after it.
Yes. And do not give up. And there are a lot of people saying that I want to study abroad, but like only few of them will really go abroad. And I just feel like it's not that difficult. And I don't have money either. I got the loans from our education bureau, and I did all the lying. Even though I had an agency who helped me with nothing, they helped me. Yes, they helped me with the emails, but they still helped me.
But you still have to prepare all the documents yourself.
I would say don't think that you can get away with any shortcuts, even though if you have an agency, it is your dream. You have to go for it. It is not someone who's there telling you what to do, because you're old enough to make your own decisions. And yeah, it's scary. It's a lonely road, but you have to go. Anyway, yes, and the life lessons. We didn't talk about the life lessons. Because I want to say, what did I learn from all
going to school?
Yeah, going to school. Because I would say like this year and almost a half I'm more decisive right now, I would say. If it's deciding, I mean it's not when you do the shopping, I'm still indecisive, but for example, if I know what I want to do, I wouldn't think about that much, I would just do it. And because I travel, when I was there, I travel alone all the time. And
me too.
Yes, because you do not find any companions with you. And well, for me, I would say I'm the kind of person who needs company a lot. It's just that this experience taught me how to be alone on my own, and how to deal with loneliness. Leaving home and living in a different place would definitely make you more independent, in the sense that you know how to be alone with yourself, you know how to really listen to what you really want to do, and just braver. You're just.
I wouldn't say that we have become fearless, because things still frighten us.
Yes,
but
sure.
We have become more courageous because we are willing to face the hardships and whatever we fear and the unknown adventures ahead.
Yes, and I love challenges. So.
We're not boasting, but it's just really what happens regarding like traveling and dealing with life.
It wouldn't be like you have to go abroad so you will get this experience. I would definitely think we gain. Yes, I would definitely think if you, for example, if you got a job and then you are not a student anymore, you would definitely be more independent as well. It's just that this experience gives us these lessons, and this is what we think is really important. And yeah.
To wrap up the interview, can you sum up your life in the UK in one word or one sentence?
Splendid, even though there are tons of hardships.
So lastly, is there anything else you would like to share with students?
I really wish that I took my courses director's advice to take the writing courses, because I really struggle when I write my dissertation, and it's not only because we do not write that long. The length of the essay, that kind of length of essay when I'm at FJU, because we only need to write 4,000 words, right? Or 3,000 words for our RP research.
3,000. Oh, 4,000.
4,000, and that I have to write 5,000 words essay for a term paper. I
only have to write 3,000, so it's
5,000. And that is even more than what I wrote back in FJU. And when I was doing the dissertation, it was like 15,000 words, and I was like, no, God, save me, save the poor soul. Yes, but I just want to say that please seize every opportunity you could ever get, and also I just wish that I could be even more courageous to blending, because I'm not the kind of person who's very good at social or any kind of stuff like that. I mean, I tried, I really tried. I went to one or two pub crawls when I was at the Freshers Week. I even attended some society activities, for example, like a cappella. I went for one rehearsal once, and it was super exciting. Yeah, and also I would definitely suggest you, if you can go and do some part-time jobs, because you'll make better friends there. Because I like all my friends that I still talk to are the friends that I met at my part-time job. I love them because they're really caring, and we spent a lot of time together. We spent Christmas together. We held a lot of parties. So I just miss them, and yeah.
So to conclude the video, please reflect on the following 3 questions. First of all, what did Julie say about Edinburgh?
And please reflect on 3 of the suggestions that I gave to the audience, to you, about studying abroad. And please.
Lastly, what are the additional suggestions?
Lastly, what are the additional suggestions that I gave to